Hey, I'm Abraxas, and today, painting this. What I want to stress with this approach is that there's no drawing really involved. The approach to this portrait is more like sculpture. It's establishing general shapes and building off of those shapes with smaller fractioned shapes. So it's like taking the light that hits in a certain area and identifying the shape of that mid-tone and the shape of the darkest dark and the shape of the lightest light, and establishing those, and then filling in all the areas in between. So the first step is to add a little tone to the canvas, and what I'm doing is kind of getting a sense of where the portrait is going to fit within this canvas as I'm laying in this tone. None of this is hard and fast. I'm just getting a sense of where the head will be, and then once I feel comfortable with it, it's kind of like doing like a ghost drawing. Then I just fill everything in, add the tone that I want, that is going to help obliterate any of that white that will pop through the canvas. Now, as I put in just a little bit of some of the darkest darks around the portrait, this is just to give me an anchor of tonality. Establish certain areas, dropping in where the eyes are, some of the cheekbones, some of the chin, identifying somewhat the jawline, some of the hairline. All of this is still very malleable. I can move it around still. It's the most wonderful thing about oil paint is that you get to push it around. It's not stuck. Already beginning to toy with the colors a little bit. This can change still, but I have a sense of where I want to go with the colors. But more than anything, I'm still looking at general shapes of the face, the planes of the face, and imagining if you took the face and there was no smooth lines anywhere, but everything now was carved out with a very rough chisel. This is what I'm trying to imagine, trying to build the dimension of the face. Working in the area of the mouth, I hop around a lot. Part of this is I don't want to completely finish one area yet, one small area, like let's say the eyes, just yet, because I like to build the whole portrait to a certain level that feels comfortable with me, so that I know it's fitting within the canvas just right. What can happen sometimes is you might finish one area and then you build out, and then everything is on the wrong dimension. It's too large, or it's not, you don't have enough space. So it's really important to build out the whole area. This is where, if you were to draw it first, that does help you to have at least even an outline. But I like the very fresh, more spontaneous approach in painting this way, which is letting it sort of emerge. It does require stepping back a lot, looking it all over again, not staring too closely at one detail, but really try to take the whole picture in and see how it's coming to life. The other reason I like all this is for the finding the emotion of the portrait or the painting, and keeping that emotion, that message, whatever that is, that essential feeling, keeping that within the thread of every brush stroke. I want to make sure that that's still coming out. If I get too tied up in anatomy or certain line work or composition or anything, any one little facet of the portrait, I step out of that, and I have a tendency then I think it's easy then to lose the real emotional impact of the piece. So sometimes you just have to step away from it for a little while. Going into the smoothing out areas within the face. The eyes are still very dark. I'll probably pull them out a little bit more. There's still a lot of little details that I want to play with within the face, but I have the face to a place that feels really good to me. I have a sense of where the body's sitting. It's very, very crude, the foundation that I have for the rest of the body, the shoulders and breasts and torso, but it gives me just a very rough sense of where everything's going to be sitting, that I can now get into more of the details of the face and just soften edges. I want to have my intent with this portrait is to have very smooth, refined brushwork within the face in certain areas, and then a lot of more loose, even abstract brushwork around the edges. Okay, now just cleaning up a little bit more in the blue lights that are coming in. This side? Yeah. So the model has this slightly warmer light that's coming on one side and a very cool light coming on another side. And just refining some of those edges of the blue light so it doesn't just look like blue paint is on her face. Now, with feeling like the face is pretty much there, I can go into the rest of the body. And at this point then, it's just a matter of finding how finished do I want to go with the body. My tendency is to paint more of a realism style, and I often want to push myself into a more painterly look, more brushwork, more abstraction, and that's the challenge that I put on myself. And in this piece, the challenge for me is just to find how far to go and when to pull back. Final piece, after thickening up the paint in the background and letting letting the brushwork for the hair just really blend into the background, the arms and the shoulders just fade out into the background. And thank you for watching. If you like this, please subscribe, and any comments, suggestions, critiques, happy to hear it. Put them down below. I'm Abraxas. Don't forget to subscribe.